Welcome to Knocked Up After the Shot. I'm your host, Justin, and this is David. If you haven't met us before, we're going to be joined by one of my good friends, Trevor. This weekend we are on a crane hunt, so not a bow hunt, but we are going to have some fun shooting some crane, maybe some sandhill. Not maybe some sandhill, definitely some sandhill, maybe some geese is what I meant to say, but we'll get to all that. First, we're going to try Blanton's is what's on the menu for today, and I'll let David talk about it.
So, the coveted Blanton's. Here it is. Rick House number 38. We got Warehouse H.
Go into my room.
This was August 21st. Or I'm sorry, August 16th.
It's hanging up.
Of this year. All the Blanton's are 93 proof. So, I say that. They've got other versions, but you know, the standard Blanton is always 93 proof. The cool thing about the Blanton's is, you know, the whole little horsey thing. And so these horses show, you know, the progression of start to finish in the race. And each one has a little letter right there that you probably can't see. That you can collect all the toppers and it spells out Blanton's.
Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought that when you were first explaining this to me, this is my first time seeing a bottle of Blanton's. I'm a newbie. I thought it was a legit, like, bronze T.
No.
They're all horses.
Yeah, it's the horse.
T.
So the horse starting at the gate, and then the gallop, and then the stride, and then crossing the finish, the whole 9 yards. So, a lot of people look for these. It's a good bourbon, it really is. I'm not gonna bash on it. How hard it is to find.
Why did it?
Probably because it was in the truck moving around. How hard this shit is.
Come get you a glass, boy.
How hard this stuff is to find, though. And I spilt it. Just this, holding it like that the other day.
This is Trevor.
Hi, Trevor.
Hey, buddy. This is his beautiful gun.
So,
Thank you, sir.
like I said, hard to find. People covet it. And
Can't smell.
Can't smell. Keep forgetting.
it's good, but I don't think it's worth the hype. So,
Ooh, controversial statement number one.
yeah.
Go ahead. What did we hit on the nose?
And I get a lot of vanilla.
So much vanilla.
Yeah. I know you don't smell it yet, but a lot of vanilla. And caramel.
Yeah, I kind of get a little bit more caramel. Honestly, maybe even like a little orangey.
Alright, so we had tough give.
We had verbal difficulties too, but we
So,
had technical difficulties.
We did have technical difficulties. We were talking about Blanton's and where it comes from. Buffalo Trace product. You've got Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, and then they go off into all their other series. Benchmark is a new one that I'm seeing a lot talked about. So we'll look for a bottle to try. It's a kind of a lower version, more economical version of Buffalo Trace. So hearing good things about it. We'll definitely look for one and let you know what we think. But I prefer Eagle Rare to the Blanton's just because accessibility and price. I mean, this is $65 if you can find it, and that's a hard if you're looking for this. You're probably not going to find it.
It'd be a lot easier to find Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
Blanton's is only $65.
Dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised.
Eagle Rare was
35.
35.
I just would have thought Blanton's would have been more expensive as hard as it is to find.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all about the bottle, and it's all about the horsey. So, the horse, I think I mentioned earlier, but I don't know if we got it recorded. It goes in stride from start to finish of the race. They got the little letters there, and it spells out Blanton. So it's a collector's item. They even make a board you can buy if you collect them all and be able to, display them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, something else to buy, right?
Where does the name Blanton's come from?
Well, that's funny. If you read about it, you'll determine it comes from Colonel Blanton's, and this was dedicated to him to make this bottle, and also he was a big horse fan. So this is kind of like the Kentucky Derby bourbon of choice, and hence the toppers. It's also and that's part of the reason why it's so popular, but it's also very popular to a younger generation because of Keanu Reeves. in any movie you see him in, if he's drinking whiskey, it's Blanton's. So
I did not know that.
yeah, and all the
Really?
John Wicks, yeah.
I did not know that. I love the John Wicks movies.
Yeah.
Those are so
Pay attention next time she pours him a drink at the bar, and you'll see that bottle.
Also, did you know that there's a new Matrix coming out? I
Yes.
just was aware of this as of like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
He
excited.
like goes back in.
What in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm excited.
haven't looked too much into it, but yeah.
I'm excited about it. I was a big Matrix fan.
Shout out Keanu Reeves, come on the podcast.
Yeah, for real.
Not a sponsor, should be.
Yeah.
Hashtag Keanu.
Hell of a marksman too.
Really?
Really?
You seen his videos? Oh,
I've seen
I'm sure
some
from
of
the
his
John
training.
Wick stuff.
he
Is
like,
that what
yeah,
you're talking
he,
about? Yeah.
He's he like competitively shoots and he's phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's
I've seen some of
actually kind of
those.
scary.
Scary.
Like he's a real life John Wicks.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty neat.
So $65.
Yeah.
Give it a rating.
I mean, it's smooth. It's got good flavor. A little one-dimensional, but I'd still probably say it's a 7, 8, somewhere in there. As far as the bourbons I've tasted. I mean, A.H. Taylor. If I compared this to E.H. Taylor,
Well, we gave EH a 10.
I know. I mean, but if I had them two together, I had to say, 10, because I've already labeled it as 10 in my mind, because it's the best one I've had to date. I'd give that an 8.
I don't know. See, I think it's.
7, 8. Yeah.
I think that EH Taylor stays up there in the 10 spot for me because of the flavor, but this is a lot better on my palate for hotness than the EH Taylor is,
yeah.
and you know I'm a hotness guy,
Yeah.
so,
It's only 7 proof difference.
which is weird.
Yeah.
Like EH is super spicy to me, if you will, but it's got a better flavor than this.
Yeah.
But this is more one-dimensional, but I could sit here and drink the whole bottle,
Right.
no problem without, like I'm not even having a problem drinking this without ice.
So you would never have this with ice.
No,
Yeah.
I don't need this with ice.
Yeah.
Whereas EH Taylor, I'd like a Q because it's a little bit hot for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 9 because I like how it's not as hot.
All right.
What do you think?
I mean, I would give it probably around that 8. I mean, I can't really tell you what's a 10
Yeah.
because I haven't tried E.H. Taylor, and I mean, I'm probably just getting started on the bourbon trying out trail. So.
Well, I mean, you've had the 17 in my house,
Yeah.
1792.
And I've had Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare was
Well,
really,
compared to Eagle Rare,
compared to Eagle Rare, I mean, Eagle Rare was really good. I like the flavor of this though.
Yeah.
Eagle Rare I felt like was a little hotter.
Really?
yeah,
But,
I would agree with that.
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good bourbon.
So my mom's got a bottle of EH that she got, and I told her, keep that bottle. My mom helps me hunt for bourbon because she likes bourbon. She's getting into it more, but she's usually just a, bourbon on ice kind of deal. So she has her go-tos, and she didn't venture out. And then she came over for one holiday or birthday, I don't remember, and we tried some stuff. So she started going, well, that's really good. So Eagle Rare is her favorite. But I told her, she found an
It's a good
EH, I
favorite.
said, hey, go ahead and keep that EH and try it and see what you think. And she thinks it's too hot. I mean, you're going from 90 proof to 100 proof. With those
Compared to Eagle Rare, yeah, it's way hotter.
I don't know. I don't feel it, but I drink a lot of 120s and.
Like I even think, like my rating, I think EH is way hotter than this. That's why I like it
Yeah.
so much. But it's not bad.
But
On
yeah.
a different note, I think.
So, just so you know too,
The newer version.
Yeah.
if you come across one that you feel is too hot, but you still want to try and keep it neat and see that you can pull out the flavors, a couple of drops of water. That's all you need to do, and it should bring the heat down for you.
I mean, I like the heat, but I feel like this has a good flavor to it. Rather than sometimes you just drink bourbon or whiskey.
You would
it's just
probably
like-
really like EH then if you
Yeah.
don't mind the hotness, because EH has a better flavor than this.
Yeah. Oh well, that'd be good.
And just so y'all know, I came across a single barrel EH. So
Did you pick up your?
we'll talk about that soon.
Going back on our last podcast, you were picking up a barrel of goodies. Did you do that yet?
A barrel of goodies? What?
Yeah, you won the raffle deal.
Oh yeah.
Tell them about that. I don't.
I didn't tell him about that. I told
I mean,
him.
maybe, but like, what
We
did you
talked
end up
about
getting?
it. Well, okay. Yes, so I entered that raffle, like we talked about. He pulled my name, so I had the availability to purchase the box. It was for charity. Okay with that. And when you look at the bottles I pulled out of that and average, I mean, even if you just average the number of bottles, let's see, if you average it out, I paid bottles
for the
that's a little
bottles,
over. Yeah. Some of them it's a little over. Some of them it's under, right? So this bottle right here happens to be one of the bottles. And you're going, well, damn, y'all drank a lot of that. I spilled some. Don't ever hold it like this to pour it, because it's slippery. So I spilled a little bit of that. But it was basically a Buffalo Trace package, right? So I got a Blanton's, I got an Eagle Rare, I got E.H. Taylor, I got the Buffalo Trace Cream product, which, you know, I've tasted it. I mean, it's nice. It'll be good for the holidays, pouring some hot chocolate, you know, spike your coffee with it. Nothing fancy.
Which one is it?
It's Buffalo Trace Cream.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Like a Kahlua almost.
Yeah.
Probably better.
Did I get?
Single barrel EH, right?
No, I purchased a single barrel EH from my boy Zach. Give him a shout out. Thank you, Zach, over at Specs in the Colony.
And his friends that work at liquor stores.
Hey, shh. Don't tell secrets.
You just told them his name. I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, but I was just a one-off chance that I lucked into this bottle. So there's some. Oh, Stag Junior. I picked up a backup bottle of batch 15 on that, which is great.
Backup bottle.
Yeah, because I mean I've got that much. I do have another backup, so now I have a backup to a backup. But I may be trading that bottle.
Remember in the first podcast when we didn't call it an addiction? I'm starting to lean closer to the addiction.
Seems a little more like that.
And so I also got a Weller 12, which I'm really excited about because I have not ran across one of those. And a couple of months ago, I found the Antique 107. It is hot, so it's only 107 proof. And I tell you what, it drinks like 130 proof bourbon to me. I mean, it's just hot. I'm hoping now that I've opened it, it kind of settles down a little bit. I haven't revisited it yet, but I am excited about the Weller 12. So again, something we'll discuss at a later date.
So I just had this one for the first time over Thanksgiving, and it's single barrel Four Roses.
Yep.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
That was one of my
We had that
favorites.
Well, yeah, we killed a bottle of that at Folk Rose.
Oh, that was Four Roses.
And I like
That's
the
good.
bottle's cool too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that
Yeah,
one.
that was pretty good.
I don't know
From
what
what I
I don't
remember.
know what the price is or anything.
You know, they're reasonably priced. They've got a couple of versions like everybody else. You got the regular Four Roses, and then you got a small batch select, and then you got a single barrel, and then it gets up into the higher end, hard to find stuff. But the small batch select and the single barrel are very accessible, and they're in the $45, $55 range.
Yeah, it was
$50
good.
range.
I liked it.
It's got a lot more fruity flavors to it. Is that what you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You weren't a super big fan of it. You liked it, but you thought it was a little sweet with the fruit.
Probably. That sounds about right for me. Sounds
We didn't.
about right.
We didn't review it, but we did kill the bottle at Folk Rose.
Yeah, we got time.
Oh,
They're not going out of business.
we will review it. I'm just saying we didn't trip.
Come down.
Spoiler.
Good deal.
He wasn't a huge fan, but.
But I
So-
don't remember it because it wasn't only one drink, so we'll revisit. And the palate is cleansed.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Good times. Well, cool. What are we going to do next time?
I don't know.
You're the man.
I got the EHT single barrel. I really
Done
like
it.
But no, the single barrel.
I thought we did that on the last one.
No, that was the small batch.
Jesus.
Is
This
there?
is a single barrel pick.
Are you familiar with one? It's called Jefferson's something.
Jefferson's Oceans, or yeah,
Is it?
I think that's
I'm not
it.
sure.
I think.
I just tried it last week too, and it was really good. But I don't remember the exact name. I thought it was Jefferson's something.
They have a couple of variations, and they have one that they call it Oceans because the barrels are put on a ship and they're
That's what it was.
yeah,
Yep.
and
Anyway,
they're shipped around the world.
Yep.
Thinking that all the salty air is going to, and all the sloshing around is going to
right.
give you something from it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it was good.
That's
That-
interesting.
My father, Sam's dad, brought all these different ones out and showed us, and we did another tequila testing too. Which, but anyway, yeah, he told me that same story. It was
Any good ones there? Tequila?
Yes, and there was one.
We like bourbon here, but I like tequila. So
I
it's
know.
okay.
I'm gonna draw a blank on the name of the bottle, but it
That's
was
fine.
like a $200 bottle. I'll have to look it up for you.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do tequila. Some tequilas. and after the shot. Whew.
That's
I mean,
fine.
we'll get through the big main, maybe 10 or 15 episodes with the whiskey.
I'm
get through the
game,
big boys,
but
and
you'll
then
see
we'll do
ice in my glass at that point. I'll tell you. For
Oh,
sure.
no, you won't.
Oh yes, you
No,
will. Hey, I've been able to get you into this over a good year. Okay, I can't just go straight into sipping warm tequila. It's not going to happen.
Oh, well, I'm not going to drop one on the name, but it was an extra distilled, extra añejo, so it was clear.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I've never seen an extra añejo.
Yeah, extra is extra.
Yeah, it was like extra.
Do they charge extra?
It was $200 a bottle. So
Yeah.
That's pretty extra.
Yeah.
Good deal.
So, just throwing this out here, if you like bourbon, what is my new name on Facebook? I made a Facebook for bourbon because I need more information, and I need more connections, and I'd like to grow.
Your name on Facebook is David.
It's David. I thought
It's
it
your
was-
name, Bubba.
What? Okay.
Your name on Instagram is
Well,
McNair Day.
McNair Day.
After
We only.
episode 2.
That's more of a knocked up thing. That's really not towards bourbon, but I guess if you got something you want to, I don't know how any of this works. This is my IT guy. So I do bourbon. He does hunting and IT. So
Speaking of IT, there's a couple new reels dropped on my Instagram page. So go check them out if you got some time. And maybe one of these days when we're not so busy this time of year in November and December, you'll actually get to cop the new merch that my boys are wearing here. One of these days we'll get around to getting some. The contest is still open because we have 3 viewers, so we'll see how that goes for this next time. What was it?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what the contest was either.
I guess we gotta watch your episode.
Yeah, I don't.
We should write things down.
Yeah, we should. But that's the point.
What was
No, it was something like because the answer is in the podcast because Jim
Oh,
talks
that's
about
right,
it, and
that's
you were
right.
like, if you can tell.
Oh
us,
yeah, I remember.
What was it?
It was tell us the name of this deer.
Oh yeah, if you could name Faye's
Why?
deer.
No, it was tell us why we named Bayless's deer.
And if you listen to that podcast, you'll get the answer.
Yeah.
So
And if you get the answer, then you get some merch.
that'll force me to buy some more merch. So go for it.
That'll force him to tell me to walk across the street to my neighbor.
Yeah.
It's
right.
like, hey, we need some more shirts, but
We need to get some hats. I need to talk to
That'd be
JC about
awesome.
some hats.
what do you want to have?
Anyway, so we're here on a crane hunt. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Alright, let's talk about it.
In Lubbock, never been crane hunting.
Me neither.
Never been on a Sand Hill crane hunt, no.
There's a lot of firsts for at least myself this year. Never been axis hunting, and we went axis viewing.
Yeah. Sightseeing.
We need to review that. And then never been duck hunting before.
I've ducked him.
David's duck hunted since he could walk. I've never duck hunted before. Did that before Folk Rods. It was the reel on my Instagram page. And never been crane hunting, so we'll see. And maybe another one will sneak in there at the end if he can work some magic with another guy. But
Yeah.
anyway, never been crane hunting. Seen them at the zoo. They're pretty cool. Redheads. That's what I know about them. They said they taste like the ribeye of the sky.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, we're here for the meat, so we're gonna try to limit out. We got today. Not today. We drove in today. We got tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So 3 days worth of limit to try to get some crane and then maybe some goose. Gooses?
I want more than one.
I know it's
so I'm
geese,
gonna say
but-
geese.
Yeah, geese. We can get 15 of those, but we'll see how that goes. So
Curious if it's going to be all Canadians or some snow geese.
I don't know.
I would have to think Canadians. I wouldn't think it's cold enough.
Whatever's on the golf courses every time we go play.
I mean, I know it's December. I'm sure that some of the snow geese have made their way down.
Certainly.
But never shot either of those. Never eaten either one of those. I don't know. You ever eaten
I've
crane?
had goose.
You've had goose? Have you had?
I've had goose. I've not had crane.
They say it's delicious. Seen pictures of it. It looks just like a ribeye. So pretty excited for that. We did get all of our meat back from Kubi's.
I haven't picked mine up. I need a new freezer. I gotta buy that when I get home. Mine
You
is
gotta
not
find a
working.
freezer.
Yeah, I do.
But picked up a bunch of deer, so we got that for the year. Trying to stock up a little bit more.
You just have a freezer at the lake house.
Oh God.
So, you want a free one?
It's like this big, full of crap.
Yeah, and it went out. Did I not tell you about that? So Jess and I were up at the lake house, and we put a fan on the outdoor patio, which doesn't have a switch. This is kind of backing up maybe a little too far, but I'm giving you some background. It doesn't have a switch to it. It's just hot all the time, so there's just a chain you can pull. Well, I didn't know that when I replaced the fan, and the fan I replaced it with doesn't have a chain. It's a variable speed because it was just a leftover I got somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put it up, so it's always on high. That bad boy on back. All like right now, it's going.
It doesn't have any bird shit on it, does it?
No, there ain't no birds anywhere around that patio. You can't even sit underneath it. I gotta figure out what to do. So the only way to turn it off is the breaker. So we turned the breaker off because we thought all that was on the breaker was the fan and the back patio floodlights. No big deal. Jess goes up there, and the house, she gets in with her girlfriends. They had a girls' weekend. It just reeks. And so she flips the breaker back on, knowing what the problem was, went in there. Everything out of that, literally the size of this table deep freezer, had thawed from 1985. God, it was so bad.
For real.
And she shut it, duct taped it closed the door. They ran fans. It doesn't smell, well, I don't know, but he tells me, he's been up there, it doesn't smell like that anymore. So we leave the breaker on. But the last time we were up there, Jess and I cleaned it out and threw it away at the top, so there's nothing left in that freezer, but it doesn't work. So you can have that one.
You're good. Just got some electrical work to do.
Yeah. God
So
knows.
it didn't start back up?
No. It's been running for 40 years probably.
Finally, I'm done.
Yeah, the breaker turned off. It goes, thank you.
Oh, there is a God.
Yeah, exactly.
The first time I went down there, or maybe it was the second time, whatever, opened it up, and there was a pasta dish that had been saran wrapped.
Oh, and one of those white
Yeah.
that everyone has,
Yeah.
with the white casserole dishes with like the Thanksgiving Day things on the side. Yeah.
Labeled like, it was like 1992.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so-
God.
Yeah,
Some
get
date
chicken
night
spaghetti or
magic.
something. Yeah, it's
Oh,
been there for
wow.
25 years.
Probably heat this up.
Yeah, there's some corn kits we threw away. Those are probably still good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an interesting time. We still need to go to the lake and do some striper for these guys. Yeah, and bow fishing.
I do want to bow fish.
We're doing
But I don't know how well we're going to do on your lake, as deep as it is.
bow fishing. No, that's out
Yeah.
on that lake. But we can
Hot
cast
spot.
like you do at Texoma. It'd be the same thing. Drop it, find them. You just need a fish finder,
Yeah.
and I don't have.
We'll have to take 4 or 5 days, go to Missouri, we'll go turkey hunting, we'll go bow fish for some buffalo carp.
Now we're talking.
There you go.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. Trevor's a real deal turkey hunter. David and I are sit in the woodsers and wait for turkeys to come by.
Turkey butchers.
The first thing that your son ever killed was a turkey, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got him on turkey. That was good.
So yeah, I've been begging Trevor to take us up to the land of the real turkeys and show us what he's got.
Shout out to the Show Me State.
You in Missouri, Kansas City, Chiefs.
Let's go Chiefs.
Yeah, we'll see how they do for the latter part of the year.
Yeah. Broncos this weekend.
Oh yeah,
Sunday
that should
night.
be. I would say it should be an easier game, but the Broncos have been trying lately.
They've been trying. Trying. It's a key word.
Oh man, cool.
Well, I'm excited for tomorrow.
I am too. I don't know how any of this works, so
The
figure it out.
the buddy that isn't here yet, he set the whole thing up. Said the guy's been calling for the last 2 weeks, saying they're just killing it. So hopefully we'll get some good footage to make another reel or two.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I'd like to see I'm going to be excited to see the dogs with their goggles.
Goggle? You think you're gonna wear goggles?
The dog, from what I've heard, I don't know if these guys are running dogs or not, but most of the
I'd
dogs,
assume
they
so.
put goggles on it because the cranes will, like, literally, they'll try to
Like they're not dead
Oh,
yet.
wow.
if they're not dead, they'll try to peck their eyes.
Really?
And their
Wow.
beaks are hard and sharp. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
a guy that I used to work with, he went on one of these. Well, we tried to go last year.
Oh yeah, we were all set up to do that, and
we
then
were
it fell through.
We were about to
yeah.
go, and it fell through. But anyway, the guy that I used to work with went, and he said the dogs all had these like protective goggles on
That's
because if they're not dead, the cranes will literally try to like.
Well, I mean, good for the
Yeah.
crane, I guess. Fight to the last breath,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I've
I'm
never
sure we
heard
can.
of
I'm
that.
sure we can look up a picture of. I don't even know what kind of dogs they use. To be honest with you, probably labs.
Yeah, I would
think
assume
retrievers.
lions.
Labs of some sort.
Yeah, I would assume they have dogs.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
After every fall, the guide's out there walking, grabbing 8 birds, and coming back.
and they're heavy as hell.
Yeah. I don't know. That's great. The only like gear I've ever seen a dog wear is when they hog hunt. They'll wear this like tactical vests.
I've got
There you go. I heard it ringing.
when I bird hunted, or duck hunted my lab. It got cold, and they get in the water and then they're sitting there just shivering. I bought him a neoprene camo
Oh, like a wetsuit?
wetsuit.
Was it just a vest though?
No, well, I mean, it doesn't incorporate the legs, but
So from like
it went
waist,
through his front legs and wrapped
Oh,
all
really?
the way around and went to his
pelvic area.
stuff.
Pelvic area.
Yeah, his stuff.
And there's no
I had to
watching this.
actually-
We do his crotch.
I had to actually kind of notch it because he
Built like his daddy, huh?
he was uncomfortable a lot of times. That's all I can say about that.
I said enough.
You said enough.
I've never seen this. Did it help?
Oh, yeah. I think
He
he
went
did.
shiver?
I mean, he didn't shiver.
I mean, that's really the only way you can tell, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
And
excited.
it was also kind of buoyant and helped him float.
Dude, they legit have
They,
goggles
they
on.
look like they're like military dogs.
That is cool.
Look like they're about to go skydiving.
We gotta get
Yeah,
that picture.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be awesome.
That's what
Oh,
we need.
man.
I mean, I would imagine that they're probably gonna have them.
Dude, I would have
I
never.
hope so.
If you wouldn't have said anything, we'd have shown up in the morning and these dogs would have been wearing
Wearing
goggles. I'd be
goggles.
like, where's the helicopter? Why? Why?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you said it, I started thinking, I was like, well, I guess you're shooting up. The babies are falling down. Maybe they don't want it hitting.
That's what we do for ducks.
I mean, how cool is that picture?
That's sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a picture of a dog wearing the goggles carrying a crane back to his owner. It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I-
We'll get some
I
video.
show
Big old
you.
crane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're over there. We're over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
really
going to be
cool.
fun. It is going to be fun. Exciting
You
times.
can literally buy rec specs for dogs.
The dog doesn't even care. Just chilling
No.
with the goggles on.
He probably thinks he's cool as shit.
You didn't have that for your dog when you were
No,
gonna cut him?
no, we didn't do that.
He has a little vest on though, that one.
Yeah. It's fun stuff. Hopefully,
Gotta get back on a.
hopefully we get some limits. That's what we're here to do.
Trevor challenged me to shoot one of the cranes with a bow.
I think it'd be sweet.
Well,
I mean, might as well try. I can't imagine they're flying all that fast and they're massive. So,
I mean, I started thinking about it, and if they're gonna come into, I'll say 30 yards or closer, I'd be okay with it. If they're gonna, I don't know what it's called, but glide down like a duck does to get on the water right in front at 25 yards, I'll take the shot.
yeah.
So I'm not sure how much our guide would be happy about that, but it'd be pretty freaking sweet to kill a crane or a goose with a bow. I don't have any heads for that. Just use a rage.
Just fucking rage it.
Use a field point.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. I
No,
did see a video
I
one
didn't
time.
bring the. I mean, you didn't tell me about that challenge. I already brought the turkey.
We
goggles.
just talked about it.
Let it go, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
coming in. You just lob his head off. How sweet would that
Okay,
be?
I don't know that I'm that good of a shot.
That would be-
Guillotine.
I mean, I'm gonna take some money this weekend from people, but I don't know that I could guillotine.
Sorry, Will.
the guillotine
Yeah.
broadheads, those things are sweet.
Yep. I haven't shot one yet, but I got it.
I haven't either. I've actually never shot a turkey with a bow.
So let me ask you this: you are the turkey hunter.
I wouldn't say that.
No, but let's say it.
Compared to us,
What have you seen these videos? And they call it reaping with turkeys.
Where they're just basically stalking them.
They basically have a decoy in front of them.
It's
They,
awesome.
you can really get that close.
No, it's amazing.
I've seen a guy reach out and grab.
I've not done it personally, but yes, I have some buddies who.
Okay.
Back in the day,
We got this to go.
so I grew up in Springfield, Missouri. So I'm not friends with the guy personally, but
Yeah.
my cousin went to school with some guys. They're all friends with John Paul Morris. His dad owns Bass Pro. John
Okay.
Morris. Back in the day, he had videos. He basically made his own
Yeah.
and had a little peekaboo kind of thing and stalked, and you just throw it down once you get close enough, and that thing starts running, and boom.
You don't know how many
But
I've
now
seen.
they like manufacture them.
Yeah,
It's really
I've
cool.
seen so many attached to the front of their bow, and they're just walking up, and then when they're
Yeah.
ready, they're just boom.
Oh, I haven't seen it with a bow.
Yeah.
well, you
I'm
like you basically attach it to the end of the stabilizer because that's the farthest point out, It's got a hole where the broadhead will shoot through, and it looks like
I have not
full.
seen that.
It looks like a full gobbler. So you could be a full draw, like on your knee, and it looks like there's just a.
I mean, his head's right there with that guillotine.
Wow.
Yeah, and you smoke.
Wow.
I have not seen it with the bow, but I've seen the guys work
Do it with
basically-
shotgun.
Well, I saw one video. The guy didn't know. He was just holding it in the middle of the field, and turkey came in hot, ready to fight, right? And the guy just throws it down, stands up, and he's so close, right? And you're running a full choke. So
Your pattern is
your
this big at 4 yards.
Yeah, so you need some distance.
Yeah.
So the turkey's like, oh, shit. He takes off.
Made you see it?
Gets him about 20 yards, like, bam. It's
Wow.
the coolest thing I've seen. I want to do it so bad.
We gotta go.
But,
We
I
gotta
haven't
go.
done that yet. That's on the bucket list for sure.
That'd be sweet.
If you're telling me that really works, well, we go. I'm taking the bow and the shotgun because I gotta do it.
But there's Easterns up in Missouri. You guys don't have Rio
Mhm.
Grandes, right? So
Mhm.
I'd like to get an
Oh,
Eastern
awesome.
with a shotgun.
So I hear the Easterns are the hardest to hunt. I hear they're the smartest.
They're reclusive as hell.
Yeah.
Yes, they're extremely smart. I don't know. I'm sure vision and all that's the same, but it's a lot harder.
We got a buddy that works for our landscaper, and he does a lot of turkey hunting.
Oh, yeah.
And he finally hit the four. He finally went to Florida
Grand Slam.
with his dad and got the Osceola.
Yeah.
And but he said Easterns are by far the hardest.
Well, you got to think too, like region-wise, most of the Rio Grandes down in Texas, with
Yeah.
Texas being the way you guys deer hunt down here, feeders and all that, they're so used to these ranches where they hear the feeder go off, it's feeding time, they go, they're not disturbed, right? So they're all fine. I mean, Missouri, Arkansas, Kansas,
Yeah.
Tennessee's a great turkey hunting state. There's no, deer hunting off feeders, so they're just paranoid about everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't. It's hard to like walk up on a turkey. On my deer lease in Oklahoma, basically way west Texas, I mean, you could walk up on a flock of 40 hens, and they'd be like, "Yeah, what's up?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how, I mean,
No
for
thanks.
the most part, as long as you're pretty still, that's how it is here in Texas from our experience.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I can't tell you dozens of times sitting there with a bow, waiting on
Yeah.
a deer, and then turkeys just come in, and then you just make a subtle movement, and they're gone. Like,
Oh, yeah.
to get them out for the deer, but I mean, yeah, you're 100% correct.
Mhm.
They get on the feeding schedule just like everything
I'm
else.
sure it's just their
I've never shot
their
a turkey
tendencies.
at a feeder.
I-
I've always called in.
Yeah.
The
I-
two that I've shot, I've called in. But
The one I shot was by happenstance. I was going to pick a guy up from the feeder, and we turned the corner, and there was just a flock of them.
now the
So I-
one that your son shot was
Caught
probably the
one.
most authentic.
Yes, that was
The y'all were sitting there
call
for-
and stalk, and then as they come in, we quieted down because I didn't want to scare them.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, man.
But it was a great hunt and a great experience, just because it's my son's first hunting experience, and he was having fun, but it was coming to the end of it. I mean, they were
It's
already.
the last hunt.
Hmm?
It's the last hunt.
Yeah.
Or is it that?
Well, no.
Yeah.
The next morning I went out trying to get one, but we didn't see anything. It was that last afternoon.
That's right.
But we did go out for a short period just to see if we could look.
Right.
But he was able to get one, and it was really cool just to see that experience and see the excitement and kind of think back to my first animal was a deer. But just to think back at probably how excited my dad was, when I was excited, because I'm sure it was a similar experience.
I mean, hares are spoiled. My first animal was a rabbit with a 410, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't count the squirrels and the rabbits as far as.
Oh, so you're talking
Yeah.
like bigger game?
Yeah, like
My first animal.
I shot a couple of. Jack's first actual was a rabbit right before that turkey.
Oh yeah, we went
Yeah.
down to that little valley.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
And I don't think it was. I mean, I think he thought it was kind of cool, but I also don't know that it was out of season. So for you people who are upset that we shot the rabbit out of
Well,
season,
not a season.
well, I mean, it's too warm to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rabbits all
worms.
season.
Right, but
Yeah,
you know.
it wasn't illegal.
It wasn't illegal, but a lot of people don't want to harvest unless they're going to reap the benefits of the meat. So I just want to tell y'all that's typically how we are. But it was an opportunity for him to shoot something because we weren't sure about the turkey because it was pretty tough. That was late season; they were henned up already, and man, we would cluck and they'd gobble and they'd cluck, and I'm sure that bird got tired running back and forth because we sure got tired chasing them and clucking. But it was a great experience. We had a couple of close encounters but couldn't do it, and then we finally made it happen. So it was.
Did y'all ever do anything? Y'all did figure it out? Did he finish it?
No, my son's very into basketball, so I was gonna say he's lazy, but he's not. He's just very devoted to one thing.
Yes.
And I
There's
told
a big
him,
difference.
he's asked me, hey, when are we gonna build the case for the mount? Because we fanned it and we've got his beard, and we took the shotgun shell he used and we used it, fitted it on, at the top of the beard, and we're gonna make a nice mount. But so whenever you're ready, son, to come help me do it, because he's gonna learn how to do some woodworking with it. I'm not just gonna do it for him. So he also shot a nice little cull buck, 8-point last year, his first year. Again, spoiled. Mine was a spike, and then a lot of does, and then a couple of decent bucks as I got into my late 20s, and then of course Fault Rods was finally at 45 a wall hanger. So yeah, my son's gonna get spoiled, but that's what we do. We spoil our kids,
Yep.
give them better
Well,
lives than we have.
Trevor and I wouldn't know, but
You
apparently
would,
we spoiled for
yeah.
kids.
I'm sure. Well, you do know, because right now I see how y'all are with your dogs. Y'all spoil the shit out of
That's
it.
true.
That's very true.
So it translates to the children.
Yeah, I don't know that I would say my hunting career has been pretty DIY. I would say first animal was a rabbit, and then my second one was probably a bunch of hogs, and then I killed a couple does. The first buck I ever shot was Ghost. I will say that I'm spoiled in that fashion.
Yeah, that is a nice book.
But I've never shot another buck besides like spikes and stuff like that. After, well, I guess I shot a couple, but before him, he was the first antlered animal I ever shot. Was Ghost.
Yeah, I had to remind my wife the first time I ever took her hunting, she shot a buck. The first time she's ever been out in the woods for that purpose. I told her, I was like, I'd hunted for several years before I ever shot an actual shooter buck.
Yeah.
Shoot some does here and there, but started when I was an early teenager, and I don't think I shot a legit shooter buck until I was about 17, 18 years old. And she goes out her very first time, and I just told her, I was like, I just want to let you know.
Yeah, this doesn't
This
happen.
is not a common thing.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it was the same thing with Ghost. I had to tell myself, okay, this doesn't happen.
yeah,
Been hunting for a long time.
right,
Just so happens this is the first buck.
right. So feel good about it.
Right. It's a nice buck too. It's
Yeah,
8-point.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a big trophy.
Probably like 115.
But I told her, I was like, bottom line,
Yeah.
you shot a shooter buck,
Yeah.
a legal shooter buck,
Yeah.
which is
Mature.
Yeah, it's worth it, right? But it's not as easy as some people think it is.
I've everything else I have is Euroed, and I've only got two on. I've got two on a plaque. One is an Axis. The only Axis I've ever shot, which was only like 20 inches. So really, it was a free range kind of thing, and I got lucky. I was there for a whitetail when he walked up in the Blanco County area, but he's Euroed because he's not really truly a trophy. But the other one I had is only like 120 inch. That's on the plaque. All the rest of them are on a shelf. They're 100-inch deer.
What do you think the one you shot down at what you call it was?
I think I measured him. I think he was like 117,
Right in there.
and he's a gorgeous looking animal, and he makes a
Real
great
tall,
turn.
yeah. 9-point.
He just wasn't. He was barely wide enough to shoot, and but he had a lot of height to him.
I thought that was a good deer.
The one I have on the plaque, it's a whitetail. I think he didn't measure much higher, but he's got a lot of character to him because his main beam, something had to happen to him in velvet because they palmated. And then he's got on both sides the G2s have splits on them. So he's got a lot of character, but I mean he's hard to score because of the palmation, and I'm probably not doing it right. But I'm guessing when I do what I know to do, he's a 123, so he's not very big.
Yeah.
As far as score goes, but he looks great.
I don't know. I always tell myself and tell everybody, and I'm sure you've heard me say it on YouTube videos if you guys watch our stuff. then it's all about how it makes you feel. Jim touched on it last time. I mean, if we're being 100% honest, like I'm saying this to you because you're like one of my best friends, your deer is, for what is walking around Jim's place, is by far not even close to a trophy deer on that range.
Yeah.
But it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And it's a great deer, and you're pumped, and it's what you wanted, and that's all that matters regardless of what the number was. And Jim touches on that in the last podcast a little bit, but
Yeah, I wasn't as worried about the number as Jim was.
no, well, yeah.
Jim was really
Jim's,
worried.
Jim's the cash register, so he wants the number.
But he also, I think, as he touched on in the podcast, so many people hear that number and they get upset, and I think that's what he was worried about, because he knows how long I've wanted
Yeah, but you're
to
not
get
like that
trophy.
because you have that mindset that we've been talking about.
I mean, I would have never needed to score it. I wouldn't have taken it into town to score it.
Well, that's just like how Ghost is for me. Yeah. Ghost will always hold a special place in my heart because he was my first buck. He's beautiful. He's got a bunch of kickers, and he only scores like 145.
Yeah.
I was surprised at your buck's score.
Yeah.
I was.
Everybody's
I
surprised
thought it was
at it.
much higher.
Right.
Much higher.
He didn't have a whole lot of mass. I think that's what held it back.
148.
Yeah, I could.
The G2 and the mass is what held it back just a little bit. I mean, if his G2 was the same on both sides, and he had just a smidge more mass, he'd be a 165. Easy.
Well,
I mean,
when I first looked at it, I said that thing's pushing 170.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Instantly.
Jim was hoping he was over 150.
Yeah.
To get the jacket.
It's crazy. I don't know what y'all talking about the jackets. I overheard that.
Well, so he's part of where he is. He's in the district for the Muy Grande, and the Muy Grande is the oldest deer contest in the state of Texas. And so everybody brings their deer in and they score them, and there's some prizes that are associated with it. But they have certain classes, and so if you're shooting with a bow, if you shoot over 150-inch deer, you automatically get a jacket that says Muy Grande on it, your name, the class that you won. So, you know, being a rancher like he is, and he's selling deer, having those credentials helps. You know, everybody, it's like having the stars from a rating, right? It just helps you with your advertising. So he's always hoping for the best with that. If you're shooting it with a gun, you gotta have a 170-inch deer. So Mike's deer just fell short too. It was like 164 or something, or 167. I don't remember.
Mike's was 167 and an eighth or something, 3/8.
Yeah.
4/8.
So it was
Which
close.
is not the same as a half if you're scoring a deer and don't know about it. It is 4/8.
Yes. Whatever you say.
I'm not too
Hunting,
stingy. I'm not too
IT.
stingy on it, but somebody told me that in the same manner one time, and I got kind of butthurt about it because I was like, okay, I'm a carpenter. 4/8 is a half. He's like, no, it's not a half. It's 4/8. I was like, fuck me, right?
I mean, I'm not going to argue with math.
Yeah,
So,
but it's 4/8.
so that's a half.
So yeah.
Whole
So you're
nother
telling me there's a
episode.
chance. Oh, good times. Well, cool. Well, I think we're going to probably pour another bourbon, get ready for tomorrow. Bland's, go try it out. You'll see some reels in the crane hunt. Stick with us for that. Go like some reels. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Get your gear and
Appreciate the audience. And
get your gear
company.
and keep tuning in. Y'all stay knocked up.
Like-